Alrighty, day four of the Mega Draft League is here. We got up to 1681 last time. Our goal today is going to be end the stream at 1800. I don't know how realistic it is. I don't know how difficult it is to get up there. Um, Even though it's only 4 wins away from where we are right now, it's much easier said than done. The competition is only going to get um, more fierce as we go on, but we are going to we're just going to jump into the first game and hopefully kick the stream off on a good note. And our good old friend the monk is there as an option. I do like picking him in Mega Draft, so that might be the first pick. Um, I think we'll pick monk and then probably log, just because there's a lot of bait cards on the board with the goblin barrel and wall breakers and whatnot. There also doesn't seem to be there's hardly any buildings on the board. It seems like what barbarian hut and expo are the couple of buildings. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we maybe we end up picking like Royal Giant just because it should do well without any big buildings like Tesla or whatnot. Thinking we might also take the mini P.E.K.K.A. if he leaves that open. Yeah, I think we'll take probably mini P.E.K.K.A. I was considering taking Graveyard for a little bit, but he picked Poison, so that'll probably be a pretty probably would not be the best idea. I think we'll just pick for the last two. I still think Royal Giant would be a good pick. So maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe we do. Let's do Cannon Cart, and then Royal Giant will be the last one. And I think the only reason why we wouldn't pick it is if he went Barb Hut, but he's gonna go Giant, so that's good for us. All right. Don't feel too bad. Don't feel too bad about this. All right, that should do a pretty good job of countering that, and he still has to deal with the cannon card in the other lane. I think because he used a couple of his big damage dealing units. He used the lumberjack, he used the prince, so we're gonna go in here. Should get a couple hits. And the prince is gonna get a couple hits as well. So not not great. And he's going to prepare for it looks like a little bit of a push, so we'll just set up for defense. And I'm hoping this cannon cart can snipe the firecracker, and he's going to try to protect it. Alright, well, we will build up a little bit of a push now. I think he's probably back to... what, Prince and Goblin Gang are his couple? Alright, the monk should do a good job at buying that a little bit of time. And then we can just go rascals to defend. Alright. Not a bad start. We'll do it again, I guess. This time we'll try to add cannon cart in the back as well, so that it can do a little bit. And second cannon cart. All right, at least he's spending a lot. You know what? I don't think we need the log, but now we'll go with it. Hopefully we can squeeze a monk in there. And this first game is already kind of sweaty. It's already coming down to the wire. And he does have poison though, so he can probably... I mean, he could just poison cycle us at this point. And as long as Royal Giant hits it once, okay, we should be good. And we are. That's going to be a first game win. Just by a little bit. Alrighty. Now we're up above 1700. If you're just joining, the goal for this video is 1800. Ending the video at least 1800 medals, or whatever it's called. I can kind of see him going with a... I can see this guy going with a Hog Earthquake deck. We'll pick this just because I don't see a ton of Swarm on the board. And you know what? We do have Mother Witch, so maybe we'll take that just because we have Fireball as well, so he's not able to kill it quite as easily. And I guess we'll take Rage as kind of an extra swarm killing card. Still think he's going to pick... Okay, I was going to say, still think he's going to pick Hog Rider, but no. So I guess... I guess we'll take Hog Rider if he's not going to. And I'll probably go with... Alright. Okay, this is looking like a... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this matchup. It's going to be a bit... I mean, I guess we have Mini P.E.K.K.A. for the Royal Giant, so... we got some answers. He's already going to go in, so we're not going to go with a cannon. We'll go with a Mini P.E.K.K.A. instead. Hopefully, okay, I was going to say hopefully we can activate King, and we do. Even though it's not, I don't think it's going to do a whole lot of good against Royal Giant, just because he gets most of his damage from pretty far out. I think as long as he plays his firecrackers by the tower, we will we'll fireball them. But he's not going to. He's going to play them back here. And it's kind of nice that he uses that on there, because now we can go with a hog. And you know what? We'll rage it as well, just to get a couple extra hits in there. And then if he decides to go Royal Giant anywhere, we can Mini P.E.K.K.A. on it. I do like that he's using his Inferno Towers there instead of for the Boss Bandit, because, or instead of for the Hog Rider. That means that we should just be able to get... Oh, I hope that... Okay, I was gonna say hopefully that stays in the fireball, and it does. This is not going to be good, though. That Royal Giant is going to do a ton of damage. Yeah, not a great exchange. You know what, we'll try to rage this just to get it to the tower. And it looks like we will just crumb out a win. I lost hope for a little bit there once the Royal Giant started getting all that damage, but we are able to win with a Boss Bandit Rage deck. And we're now at 1740, so we're moving up. It's nice to start the stream with a couple game win streak. And our favorite card, Monk, is on the board again, so maybe we Maybe we end up taking that if he doesn't pick it. That almost makes you not want to pick Monk, though, just because it's one of the spells that isn't deflectable. You know, he might be going with a... Seems like he might be going with a balloon deck of some sort, because the Hunter and the Little Prince are a couple of the air cards there that do really well against the balloon, and he drafted Lightning first play, so we'll go with minions just in case he's trying to build up some kind of air deck. And it looks like he is, just because looks like he's taking the air cards for himself. We will probably take... We'll probably take Fireball, and then... Possibly... I guess we'll take Prince. We'll take Prince as well. If he picks Skeleton Army, we can take Mother Witch, but I don't know that he's... I mean, hopefully we kind of baited him into taking it with the Prince, but he's going to take Monk instead, which is able to deflect fireballs, so we'll have to be a bit careful of that. I guess we'll take Log, even though we do have Bar Barrel. We'll take Log, and then Lumberjack as well, just because it can work. It can work well with the Prince if you have Lumberjack in front, Prince behind. And then when the Lumberjack dies, it takes out any swarm and rages the Prince as well. And there's the balloon. I thought he was going to take it. So I think we might take Mega Minion just as another air card. And honestly, I'm not mad at him taking the Mother Witch, just because it's not like we have a ton of swarm cards that he can get a lot of value against, and we have Fireball as well. So I think last pick is probably going to be Goblin Hut if he doesn't take it. He's going to take Pump. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but we'll take Goblin Hut for the balloon. And yeah, we will see how this goes. Good luck to you, my friend. If he does ever pump up, we'll just go Prince Lumberjack at the bridge. And that should be a pretty good pressure. And alright, Mega Minion's gonna get a hit. I guess our best answer for this is a Goblin Hut, so we'll do that. He can deflect if he wants to, but I don't think it would be the best use of an ability. And alright, he's gonna use that, so we'll kind of rush the other lane. And hopefully this will kill. All right, we'll take one Mega Minion hit, I guess. It's not. I'm not super happy with that, but Tom, how's it going? The games are going. They're going good so far. We've won both as of now, so we're on a little bit of a on a 2-game winning streak, I guess. But this game is not looking fun. We're up against Mother Witch, Giant Skeleton Balloon. So this might be where we lose our first game. You know what? We'll log that just because there's a lot of units there, and then we'll fireball as soon as he plays the Mother Witch, just to get it off the board. But yeah, this is not a super fun game. We're kind of struggling a bit. Yeah, Giant Skeleton Balloon is a little bit of a rough. He's probably going to try to... yeah, he's going to do Mother Witch, and then... I was going to say maybe he would try to do the monk ability to predict... the fireball, but... He keeps getting chip damage with these balloon bombs. And I think he just pumped up, didn't he? In the back right, so we'll take this opportunity to go in. And by go in, I mean get 0 damage, of course. Oh. Don't like how that's going to pull it to the other side. I don't know why he's still pumping up. He's still pumping up in overtime, which I don't know. I thought that pumps didn't do a lot of good once you got into double and whatnot, but I guess they do. Mother Witch, this is not fun. Problem is I don't have a win condition. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess Prince wasn't really much of a win condition. Yeah, I should definitely remember to draft one next time, just because it's a little bit hard to get damage if you don't have one. You just kind of have to hope that a prince gets to the tower. So we'll draft a couple spells first. I guess we'll take log if he leaves it for us. Yeah, rip that game. Didn't have a... I thought the defense was... Okay, he's gonna take log. I thought the defense was maybe okay. Like, we did have a... I thought we had kind of enough answers on defense, but we kind of had to use all of our troops to defend, and that led to us not getting any damage. So we'll go for a monk here, and maybe we could get something like... What's a rocket bait card? I guess we could pick Witch. You know what? We'll get Witch and hope that he picks... rocket in the next one. For the building, I guess we'll take Bomb Tower as the building. Oh, Inferno Tower. Oh, this happens every stream where I pick a certain card, and then I see a message in the chat that pops up that says to, I think you were right about the Inferno Tower. I definitely should have Definitely should have picked that. Um, should we pick like? I guess we'll take minions for now. Should the last card, if he doesn't draft any swarm cards, giant and minions? Yeah, I think that would be a good bet. My only concern is that Inferno Tower is still on the board and he's drafting last. So if I pick giant, he's just gonna pick Inferno Tower. Um, but you know what? We'll go with it anyway. Um, it's just gonna be difficult to get through it if he picks that, which you would think he would. Oh yeah, he already has Inferno Dragon. Yeah, you know what? You're much better at this. You're much better at this draft than me. You're seeing things that I'm not seeing. I'm like, oh, he must pick this certain card, and then I realize you mentioned something, and I realize I was off on that. So that was a good call that he has Inferno Dragon already. I'll listen to you next time. You can maybe that's the way to go. Is you can give me a little bit of guidance on what cards to pick. We don't really have I don't have a great answer for the Inferno Dragon, but thankfully should be taken care of, and I think, yeah, okay, nice, that gets a hit. Been playing it for years. Yeah, I can tell you know what you're doing. It's like talking about only big tanks as win conditions, and I'm like, I didn't even pay attention to that. So I don't know, I've been playing Mega Draft for not super long. I mean, I guess a little bit. I've only been playing Clash Royale like as a whole consistently for maybe, I don't know how long, maybe a little less than a year. I think I started maybe 8 months or so. But I will definitely heed your advice. I'll try to like pick drafts at the very, like as late as I can, so that hopefully your message has time to show up. We still haven't gone with Giant yet, and I don't know, the Inferno Tower kind of makes me not want to. No one really wants to Giant into an Inferno, but I guess the Witch is there. We'll go with a Monk in front, just to deflect. Alright, it's not bad. Our troops are kind of starting to break through a little bit. Try to build up a giant witch push in the opposite side of the Inferno Dragon. Alright, so he played it over there, so we'll go giant on the other side. And you know what? We'll poison all that just because the Inferno Dragon is there and it should kill it. And then we'll go, well, you know what? We'll actually go with a mini P.E.K.K.A. instead. Still have Witch and Skeletons to distract it. Yeah, I guess that's true. It will. We're gonna get a couple giant hits. You know what? We'll reflect that just for, I don't know how much, just for 100 or 200 chip damage, because we're we're already up on that side, and so maybe a little bit of extra chip will do some good. That that is that is I didn't. That was horrible defense by me. I didn't even see the Inferno dragon on the other side. Yeah, that was a choke. That was a choke. I had the game, and then I don't know what I was doing. It was like a little. Do you ever get like a brain fart in the game where you're just. Oh, okay. Was that what it was? The wall breaker bomb? I was wondering because I. What did I? I played something. Oh, was it? It was the minions, wasn't it? Yeah, I played something on that side, and then I figured that was gonna take care of it. But I guess the. Yeah, was it the wall breaker bomb that took out the minions? Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't even have anything in my hand for it. I had cannon card and poison, but I probably should have. I might have had to play something else just as a precaution. But it was like you see an Inferno Tower there, and you're I don't know, or an Inferno Dragon, and my mind just blanked. But anyway, we'll try to forget about that. Reset for the next one. Um, if you wanna take a look and give me any advice, I will pick what you think I should pick because you've been doing this for much longer than I have. I think at least for the first one, probably guards and then maybe bar barrel, right? I guess Tesla looks good in arrows. All right, we'll take Tesla. That was a I guess that's a good call. One of the buildings the monk can't deflect, and then if he leaves arrows on the board, we'll okay. Probably should have drafted that instead of guards, but oh yeah, the only targeting building for the balloon. That yeah, good call, good call. What should we do here? Maybe bar barrel. Should I pick like a? Should I take minions as well? Just because if we do end up taking balloon, it might be helpful to have a couple of. All right, snowball and flying machine. Should we still take flying machine with the minions? Oh, he's just. It's like he's listening to us. Um, all right, so still take snowball for the next one. I don't think so. Um, all right, we'll take rascals. Snowball, balloon, and rascals. All right, we'll take that, and then snowball, and we'll take balloon as either the next one or the last one. What should the last card be? Uh, it's like he's listening. It's like he's listening. He's taken everything that we want. He said maybe giant. All right, we'll take giant here. Should we get witch or something as the last one because he doesn't. I mean, I guess royal delivery would do good against the witch, but he has no tank killers. Yeah, I guess that's true. He has cannon now. Should we? Um, Should we do? Should we go with a witch, or should we do something else? Graveyard or witch? All right, we'll go with a witch. All right. Um, this looks good. Looks like a solid deck. I guess we'll wait for him to make a move. Normally I would just throw a snowball at his tower, but because he has, you know what? We have Tesla for the balloon if he decides to go with it, and minions. So maybe. Yeah, no, I get it. It's yeah, it is difficult to send messages in advance, because I think there's like a there's probably a 15-second delay or something in the messages, and 15 seconds is the draft time. So it's like okay, not great defense, but he did, seems like he spent a lot there. I guess I probably have to save my minions for the flying machine, because I don't think I had a lot of, I didn't have them for the last defense. So if he just spams a balloon and a flying machine again, then maybe. Honestly, we're gonna let that go. There's no sense in supporting that. I don't think we need that. Alright, we'll go with a giant in front. He's probably gonna delivery, right? I don't know whether or not to. I guess just ability. It's an option as well. Alright, well he's kind of chipping us down, and one guard on the tower though, doing work, giving us the lead. We'll try to go in on the other side. I mean, if he, I don't know, maybe it's not a good idea to lane switch, but it seems like he's just. Man, this is a bit rough. I don't have a. There weren't a whole lot of good big spells on the board to choose from, so it's like there's not a great way to kill the skeleton dragons, or I don't know. It feels like there's not or the flying machine, so it seems like it's just able to kind of sit back there. Maybe we can protect the witch though. Okay. This is rough. I think we're gonna have to use this here, and then if he goes balloon, we can just minions on it. Alright, we'll need the snowball here. The real Mac? Yeah, it's I do remember you being one of my I mean, you're here. You're one of the first subscribers. So, thank you for being here, being being here for the journey. Dang, this is rough. I mean, even with giant as the win condition, the monk is just able to kind of knock it back, it seems. flying machines are just accumulating. He's gonna win by just a hair, isn't he? He's gonna win by like 50 damage. Oh, I wish there was a big. If there was fireball or something on the board, and we could have taken that, then that would have been a completely different game. Just because the skeleton dragons and the flying machine, it's like we didn't have a great way to kill either of those. I thought the only big spell on the board was rocket, right? So I don't know. It feels like it would have been a waste to spend a rocket on skeleton dragons, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it would have worked. That was just a tough match. All right, these are the choices. Would it be crazy to go with? Would it be crazy to go with three musketeers here, just because there's not a big spell? What is the clan name? Respect women, or the other guy's clan? I guess we'll go. I guess we'll go arrows. Oh, this guy. Yeah, this guy knows the strategy. He's picking all the cards that are susceptible to. Or he's picking all the cards that big spells do well against, just because there's not a big spell. All right, don't recommend Three Musketeers. Okay. I don't know. I guess we'll go. Witch. My clan name. The reason why I joined this clan is because there's another Clash Royale YouTuber that I watch who is in this clan. So I didn't come up with it. I didn't come up with it. I just joined it. We should probably get bomber, right? Because we have arrows. What should our win condition be though? Should it be like a? Should we go giant skeleton, goblin giant? Goblin giant looks good. Okay. I guess rage is on the board as well, right? Rage works well. Rage works well with goblin giant. So we'll take it. You want to give me the green light on rage, or if another card would be better? Because a raged goblin giant and raged mini P.E.K.K.A. are a bit scary. But if there is a better card. We'll end up. All right, yeah, he does have Inferno Tower for our Goblin Giant, so don't know how this is gonna go, but we'll give it a try. And you know what? He is kind of going in here, so we'll set up for defense. I hope that targets a couple skeletons. Okay. And I wish we had enough for Goblin Giant, but we'll let that witch go. Might have to go after this game. All right, we will. I'll try to end it on a win for you. Hopefully we can win this game, and it doesn't look like. You know what? We'll kind of go for a test like here just to kill. Hopefully the flying machine. That was kind of a poor defense by me there. Go, Goblin Giant. Okay. Was hoping the Tesla would help out there, but it's all good. We'll kind of go with the Witch here, just so that hopefully a couple skeletons get in front. This is looking rough. And the Archer Queen is on. This is another atrocity of a game. The Inferno Tower just cooked us. We didn't even touch his tower. All right, that was a good example of what we're not going to be doing anymore. All right. Yeah, unlucky. It was a bit unlucky, but you know, I'm sure I could have played that a bit. Sure I could have played that a bit better. We're gonna go a little bit slightly unconventional and go Prince first, and then arrows second, and we'll go guards as well, just because that's a good answer to the Prince. All right, Tom. Thanks for joining. Thanks for your input, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you in a future stream or in a future video. All right. He's gonna take that, so maybe we take Princess just for. Alrighty. See you soon. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll take Cannon Cart, and then we'll take preferably Hog Rider next if he leaves it there. I mean, even though yeah, there's Tesla on the board, but yeah, we'll take the Hog. And he's not going to take Tesla. He's going to take Skeleton King, so he doesn't have a building. So this is looking up. The Hog should get seems like a pretty good amount of damage. I think his best answer for it is probably what, the Valkyrie or the Skeleton King. Alright, we'll arrow that immediately. As long as there's something like that, as long as he keeps putting it by the tower, we will keep arrowing it. And then we'll just go over with that on the other side, just because he should have to respond to both. And if I was a little bit quicker there, I probably could have bar barreled and kept the Princess alive. But we'll use it here. And that's a pretty good defense. How's it going, Kiro? How are you doing? And I hope the Cannon Cart can defend pretty much everything. but I don't know. It's a lot of skeletons. That's too many skeletons. And uh, that was not a great interaction. We'll just go for a prince, and then we'll go with Hog Rider in front, because I think all of his answers to Hog Rider are pretty much tanks. Don't think we should need to answer that. Okay, I was hoping there would be a little tank there for the cannon cart, but it's all right. And we'll bar barrel that to mitigate a bit of damage, and then I hope, okay, I'm gonna say I hope the hut stays alive long enough. Got the skeletons as well. I don't know if the Hog Rider will take the whole tower. It will take the whole tower, and the cannon cart's on the tower, so that was good. I think we might have lost that. It would have been much closer if he had taken Tesla instead of Skeleton King, but he decided to go without a building against Hog Rider, which is not usually a good idea unless you have a really high damage dealing card like a P.E.K.K.A. or something, or a Tornado. He's gonna pick Inferno Tower immediately. Okay, this guy is. It seems like he's building some kind of a log bait deck. So you know what? We'll take Bar Barrel just to kind of act as our log, and maybe he's picking all the counters to Goblin Barrel, which makes you think that's what he's gonna pick. There's not a whole lot of good answers to Inferno. Like, there's not a lot of great win conditions for Inferno Tower right now. I guess Recruits would be a good answer. So you know what? We'll go with Zappies, and then Recruits, just because there's not a Wizard's still on the board though. All right. And Dark Print. So he's going to take 2 splash cards. So we will no longer take the Recruits. Why did I didn't mean to pick the Recruits. I didn't mean to pick them. I said Recruits, and so my mind was at Recruits, and so I picked Recruit. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to pick something else. All right, this is not going to be fun. I don't think we don't have a win condition. We'll take Mother Witch to. I mean, we still don't have a win condition, but hopefully we should still be able to get damage, because I mean Recruits always seem to get damage, and the Mother Witch is going to be able to at least turn the guards into pigs. And we'll use it here just to get a couple pigs out of this. Not going to be much, but We can just go with zappies and be good here. He's gonna use that pretty early, so we'll go with these in the back, and then we'll try to get a monk maybe in front of the ones on the right, because he's probably gonna Mega Knight the ones on the left, or at least go for try to go for. Okay. The good news is if he does go for his Skeleton King ability, then we have Mother Witch for that. But the pigs are still gonna. Oh, I guess they're cloned pigs, because the Skeleton King skeletons are cloned. All right, I guess we're not gonna get a lot of value out of that. Guess we'll just split these, and then I think we'll have to save. Seems like we'll have to save the monk for the Mega Knight, just because that's I think our best answer to it. And hopefully, okay, it did splash the tower. All right, well this is not a super fun matchup. I definitely should have drafted better. I really didn't mean to draft the recruits. I said I'm not going to pick the recruits, and then because recruits was the last thing I said, I think there was only a couple seconds left, so I just panicked and picked the recruits. We'll try to make a little push out of this, hopefully. Okay. At least the goblins should make sure that doesn't take the whole tower. And he's gonna arrow seemingly nothing. You know what? You already know he's going to go with his barrel because I used the bar barrel there. I wonder if we could get a deflection. Okay, that's too late. I know with rockets, sometimes you can see them flying through the air and still have time to put it down and use the ability, but we didn't have time there. All right, another failed draft. I think we're a little bit behind where we started. I think we started at 1650 or so. Now we started at like 1680. So now we're at 1620. So we are a little bit behind where we started, but that's all right. I guess we could probably pick Bomb Tower, right? That would be a pretty good building. How's it going, Austin? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Um, Starting to stream pretty much every day, which I enjoy. I just uh, I like streaming, so I'm enjoying that. I'm doing good overall. How about you? How are you doing? Gotta go already. All right, I guess I'll see you in a future video or a future stream. Okay, I was wondering why you picked pigs, but I guess he has lightning, so he will be able to lightning the will be able to lightning the the bomb tower. Hopefully we'll be able to kind of, I guess the goal, okay. I don't know why I picked that when Mother Witch was still on the board. Um we'll go with a drill, I guess, as the last pick. I don't feel great about this deck, but we'll do our best with it anyway. And thankfully, it doesn't look like he has Mother Witch in hand. He's gonna lightning that there. All right. We'll go with this, so that if he does go with his Mother Witch, it hopefully targets. Okay. I mean, we're still getting a little bit of chip damage from. I was afraid he was going to do that. We'll just have to go with a late delivery, and King Tower activated is gonna help a decent bit, and Lumberjack's gonna do some work on the other tower. I don't know why he's not using the. You would think he'd use the Mother Witch for the skeleton barrels, but he keeps using the E-Spirit. But I mean, it is working out for him. But oh, I was worried. I was worried I placed that for a second. All right, where are the pigs? There they are. Still going to get a lot of damage, but you know what? We'll bomb tower. No, we're trying to bomb tower in a position where it's not gonna give him a lot of lightning value. I think that'll still. I think he'll still lightning that if he wants to. This one's kind of coming down to the wire. don't know why I drilled on defense. I guess I just expected him to go pigs. I think that's going to do it. Not going to be able to stop the pigs. All right. Well, we're on a bit of a losing streak here, which is not ideal. Hopefully we can turn things around in this game. We'll start by this could be like a log bait deck of sorts. There's Goblin Gang, Suspicious Bush, Goblin Barrels there. So I wouldn't be surprised if this guy starts picking a bunch of bait cards just because a lot of people like to. We might end up taking Snowball as well if he leaves it there, just because that'll be another answer to the barrel if we don't have Barbarian Barrel in hand. And we'll go with I guess Firecracker may be a bit annoying just because there's not a spell like Arrows or Fireball that can kill it. I think Lightning is the only spell that'll be able to take it off the board, so maybe we'll be able to be a bit annoying with those. The next couple will probably take. What if we took what if we took Archer Queen and then Lightning? That might be a good pick. And then we still need some ground. We still need ground cards. So we'll probably go with Mini P.E.K.K.A. I guess we could go with Prince as well, but we will go. Okay, he's gonna pick that. We don't have really any swarm cards right now that'll be good against. So we'll take Prince, and then you know what? We'll take Goblin Gang as well, even though that is kind of a card that he can curse. I just had a feeling that he was gonna take it if we didn't. That's a good answer as well, to be fair. I think for the last card, we'll take Bomb Tower just for a building because Royal Giant is there, and he could take Royal Giant or regular Giant, and he is. We don't have. I don't think we have a win condition ourselves, so this might be a bit troublesome, just because we don't have a real solid way of getting damage on his tower. All right, thankfully that only charges on the Prince. And you know what? No, we're not gonna do that just yet. If he decides to curse. Okay, I was gonna say if he decides to curse, we'll snowball, but looks like most of the troops moved out of the curse anyway. I don't know if our cycle is. I don't know whether or not it's quicker than his. It might be a little bit, so you know, maybe we can outcycle his Tombstone. You know what? We'll Lightning that, even though this is a lot of elixir, and we're gonna take a lot of damage. not my best Archer Queen ability, but I guess we get a chip on the tower, so that's something. And we'll cycle this at the bridge, just because don't know what he has for it. Oh, didn't realize the Golden Knight was tanking. Alright. Firecracker, do you wanna hit something? Alright, hopefully that can hit everything, and it does, and we'll go with an ability as well. And it is on the tower, so that's gonna be his whole tower. And he's gonna have to go with a panic Royal Giant push, but it's not gonna get there in time. So we are gonna escape with a win. I was not feeling super confident with that draft, but the Archer Queen ended up bailing us out, being on the tower. So we got a bit lucky there. All right, we will start off. With the mini P.E.K.K.A. It's hard to go wrong with that as the first pick. It seems like it can pretty much fit into any deck. And we're gonna draft Poison just because he has Furnace. Poison does well against it. So does Barb Barrel. And kind of looking at the win conditions, seeing what there is. Balloon is there, but there's also several air cards. There's not a ton of buildings. I think Mortar and Tombstone are the only. Mortar and Tombstone are the only buildings. You know, we'll take the Ghost. We'll take the Royal Ghost, and then because we have Poison, we'll actually take. Because we have Poison, we'll take Flying Machine as well, just because doesn't look like there's a big spell on there to be able to kill it, so he'll probably have to take Phoenix. Honestly, if he doesn't take Phoenix, then we... Okay. I'm going to say, if he doesn't take Phoenix, then we will, but... He did. I guess we'll take Hunter, and then... We still need some kind of swarm card, it seems like. So we'll take Goblins. I think for our win condition, we'll probably go... Should we go Royal Giant? Yeah, I think we'll go Royal Giant as the win condition. Just because his current building doesn't have a ton of health. And it wouldn't really make sense for him to pick Mortar as another building. Alright. Should be alright. We have Mini P.E.K.K.A. for the Boss Bandit. And I think we're going to have to use... I think Poison... I think we'll only Poison if and when he Furnaces in the back. If he Furnaces in the middle, I don't think we'll Poison unless there's a lot of other cards there. Like if he's kind of building up a push. How's it going, Austin? Good to have you back. We're not gonna poison that, even though it is kind of by the tower. Um, Seems like Royal Ghost is gonna do a pretty good job of taking care of that anyway. And then I guess we'll just Hunter for the Phoenix. Alright, well, neither one of us has touched the other one's tower. That Rage Boss Bandit is a little bit scary, but thankfully it's not gonna dash on the mini P.E.K.K.A. It'll only walk over. Alright, well, he did just use his building there. So, what would he do if we went with a Royal Giant at the bridge? I mean, it's not like we have a ton of elixir ourselves, so we'll go with it in the back instead. And looks like he's just gonna prepare for the push. As long as he puts Furnace there, we'll try and poison everything. And Royal Giant will give us one hit, which is honestly fine. Ooh, this is a bit scary. Thankfully, Boss Bandit does not hit the tower. And that was actually a clutch defense. I thought we were going to take a lot more damage than that. What was that? Royal Giant Bridge, Hunter behind. I wish I could see your messages in time. There's a little delay. I don't know how long it is. It's probably a 15-second stream delay. So I don't know. By the time I see your message, it's usually. Oh, I don't love how that's gonna respawn. And the Boss Bandit's on the tower. Ugh. Not great gameplay by me, but now at least we can go for this. And that's going to be a very quickly dead Furnace. Alright, we're going to get 2 hits from that, which is nice. Hopefully. Okay. I'm going to say hopefully that thing survives. Hopefully the other flying machine survives, but it didn't. And we can go for another Royal Giant. 2 flying machines behind. We'll poison everything because he'll probably have to spend more. And we'll Hunter just to make sure that Phoenix does not respawn. Uh-oh. Oh. He just has to get back to a spell. I forget what spell he has. Please, Royal Giant, give me something. And it's gonna give us something. We escape just barely. That was... Did he not have a spell? He might have not had a spell. Let's see. He had Rage, but I don't know if it would have... I don't know if it would have done enough. Let's see, hold on. That was well, it would have been level 11 Rage. Let's see. Level 12. Okay, level 12 only does 59, so I guess it wouldn't have done enough anyway, but that was a close game. Honestly, once the Boss Bandit got on, I didn't Didn't think we were gonna win that, but we're somehow able to scrape that win. This one looks interesting because Graveyard is there. If he doesn't pick Poison, then we'll probably pick Poison, and then okay. It seems like every opponent is listening in. uh, all right, that's all right. We'll just go with a Royal Ghost. Maybe we build some kind of bridge spam deck. Whenever Graveyard is on the board, I do like building and playing Graveyard decks. Pick Graveyard Goblin Barrel. Well, now that he has... I hope you're being sarcastic, now that he has Poison and Log. Um, you know, even though he does have Poison, we will pick Furnace just to have an air card for the minions. I guess we could pick... We could build some kind of a bait deck, like a log bait deck. So maybe we go Suspicious Bush and then pick Goblin Barrel as well, just as kind of a bit of a log bait deck. And he's just going to pick Mega Knight, so... You know, we're still going to... Sorry, delay. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I wish there was something to do about the delay, but I think it's just a 15 or 20 second. You know, we'll actually pick Mighty Miner for the Mega Knight, and then we'll pick Baby Dragon as well, just as kind of a backup, for the minions. We do still need a win condition though. And Archer Queen is going to be a bit annoying because we don't have any. You know what? We're gonna pick. Oh, I didn't see Lightning was still there. I would have picked Lightning for the Archer Queen instead, but we are going to be playing Rocket, and he's going to go with Graveyard. We do have guards for it, and Baby Dragon isn't a terrible answer either. So, you know, maybe, but you know what, he does have Poison. So if we go with guards, I think we're gonna need to go with guards here. I think guards is our best answer to Archer Queen, besides Rocket, if he puts it in the back. And he's just gonna Mega Knight the back, so we do have Mighty Miner for it. And we'll just try to force something out on the other side. That's why we went Ghost. It's just kind of a good card to pressure with. We'll go with Furnace and then guards as well. And that's not terrible. That could have been a much worse. Always Rocket the Archer Queen. I will. You know what? Should I still do it if he plays it like at the bridge or something? Like if he plays it somewhere here, should I Rocket it even if it's not in range of the tower? That's kind of something I was wondering. I mean, with Lightning, you have a pretty big range, so you can usually Lightning the Archer Queen and the tower. You know what? Yeah. It may not be the smartest move. We're still gonna Rocket it just because I don't have a great answer for it. Hopefully this can distract a couple of the minions. And that should be an okay defense. If you're in double elixir, all right, we are in double elixir now. Yeah, looks like we'll just have enough to get a rocket off. It is on the side that we're not really going for, so I don't know about. We'll actually go with a Goblin Hut pretty low because we know he's gonna graveyard with this. I think. All right, he's not gonna graveyard with this, and we'll lane switch just because. I hope Baby Dragon can save me here. And we'll lane switch at the last second just to kill the minions. And that's not bad. We're getting a little bit of damage there. Rocket does 371. So you know what? This is risky. We'll send a rocket at his tower just because we're one rocket away. I need to get guards down immediately. Please don't. I just choked the game. I just choked the game. I shouldn't have thrown a rocket at his tower. That was a little bit overzealous. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming. I'm gonna try to stream every day around the same time. Around like just middle of the day. So around 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's when I'll try to stream, and so I'll probably be back here tomorrow around the same time, middle of the day. And you know, we could do the same. We could do the same kind of content. We could do the Mega Draft League. We could do ranked gameplay. We could do something. We could do a different game altogether if you guys wanted to see that. I mean, it just depends on, it just depends on what you guys want to see. But pick bowler and minions. All right, I'll pick those two next time. We have quite a few tanks. We have Lumberjack, Mighty Miner, and Bowler. What should our win condition be? Should we go with Battle Ram? Probably wouldn't be a great choice because he has E-Wiz. Maybe Wizard. All right, we'll go with Wizard. We still need a way to get damage on the tower. We could go with. We'll go with kind of a swarm card. I'm thinking maybe Goblin Bear, Battle Ram. I mean, we could, but he has E-Wiz, so I don't know how effective it's going to be at getting by. But you know what? We'll pick Battle Ram just because he has the log for Goblin Barrel. So I don't know how. That's probably not going to get a lot of damage either. So, all right, we're up against someone who got top 2,000 in the 2v2 league. So. My only concern is I don't think we draft. Did we draft a spell? I don't know that we drafted a I don't know that we drafted a spell, so I don't know how. Wizard, what are you doing? Okay. Wizard is just gonna do his own thing. And somehow the flying machine survives on no health. Alright. You have to go in 10 minutes? Alrighty. I guess probably time for, what, a couple more games? And you'll be back tomorrow? This guy's already calling out the good game. The thing is, I really hate when people do that, when they prematurely call out good game. Maybe it is good game, but I don't know. I wanna beat this guy though. We're gonna lock in our best answer for the Royal Giant is the Mighty Miner. We'll just go with Goblin Gang for this. And Cannon Card is going to be on the tower, but it's only going to get a couple hits. And he is still gonna take the tower even with Mighty Miner there. We'll kind of just keep spamming him in this lane, and it's not gonna do anything. So that's gonna be an L. We're not gonna win that one, but hopefully we can play one more game before you have to go, so we can end on a win. We are significantly lower than where we started though. We started out, I think, at 1680. Now we're just a little bit below 1600. So the goal for this video was 1800, but I now realize that that's a bit ambitious. Pick 3 Musketeers if possible. Okay, they're not in this batch, but they might be in the next one. We're gonna pick. You know, we could go with kind of an interesting. I meant to pick the monk there. And we're gonna get Lava Hound. That's probably one of the worst. That is just what the game gave us. You know. Yeah, and he's gonna pick that. I was gonna pick monk, and I took too long to pick, so it gave us that. Now we're gonna have to build. Now we're gonna have to build a deck around Lava Hound. I think we're gonna have to pick. I think Zap is absolutely going to have to be there. Or, you know, Earthquake would have been a good answer as well. We are also going to pick Minion Horde because that's a good answer to Lava Hound. I guess we're just going to pick an air. We're going to pick an air deck. So if he doesn't pick Balloon, then we will. And yeah, we'll pick Balloon, and then E-Golem. Okay, we'll pick Bomb Tower just to be able to defend that. and then we'll have balloon. Uh, we already have a big okay, and lightning. Seems like we still need another kind of ground-ish card. We'll pick log. I probably should have picked lava and skeleton barrel. Yeah, that probably could have worked. I'm not feeling super confident about this. I had a completely different vision in mind for a completely different vision in mind for this deck, and then we ended up being given lava hound, so we kind of had to change. We had to change the deck. And I didn't even see that he picked Archer Queen as the last one. So we'll poison that. I don't think it completely kills it, but it'll at least do some good damage to it, and maybe we can. I think log should kill that, right? And I don't think we need to commit anything else unless he uses lightning. And doesn't look like he's going to, so we can let that go. And he's going to use that there, which is actually good. Now we can use the minion horde. And you know what? We'll put a balloon in front, just because it should kind of speed. I was hoping it would go a little bit quicker with the minions pushing it. He didn't know I was live. Yes, Fenrir, I am live. I think if we zap at the right time. Okay, I thought if you zapped at the right time, it wouldn't get a hit. Maybe I just didn't zap at the right time. But yes, I'm live, Fenrir. You live in the UK, so you'll be back at 8. What time is that in? What time is that in? I'll have to look at what time that is. I guess what time is it for you now? Oh, that's not good. We're just never able to really go in. It's 9 o'clock for you there now, so I guess you're... What is that? You're 7 hours ahead? Oh, this is just way too late to make a push. You were spectating the game? Yeah, I did notice you in the corner, spectating, cheering along. You can still do that if you want, or you can watch here. But right now, it's been a little bit of a rough stream so far. We've lost most of our games. I think we started at like 1680 medals, and now we're at 15 something. So. And we're up against that kind of player who picks Mega Knight first play. I guess we'll go Prince and then I guess Fireball as well. All right, Austin, you can do one more match. All right, hopefully this is the match that. Hopefully this is a match where we win. I wouldn't say, not necessarily a hard tilt. It hasn't been that bad. I would say it's been like we've lost, but it hasn't been like rage-inducing. How's it going, Rima? Good to see you. Sparky would be cool. Yeah, you know what? We'll pick Sparky. Kind of an unconventional pick. It seems like he would pick It seems like he would pick lightning. Okay, he does have lightning for Sparky, so um, it's probably not a great pick, but because you suggested it, we will pick it. We'll pick it anyway. And then I guess we'll pick Rage for the Goblin Gang, and also to possibly rage up the Prince. And he has Lightning and Rocket. Josh raging is unfathomable. Yeah, it's. I don't really rage. I don't really get upset. It's like I get kind of, I get upset internally if I lose. It's like it is frustrating, but you know, he has a really seems like he has a really expensive deck, right? I'm now realizing we also don't have any air cards, so we're gonna have to pick. You know what? We'll pick Magic Archer, even though he can lightning it. Might have been better to pick. Might have been better to pick Princess, but all right, here we go. I think, does Rage fully counter that? No, it does not. I thought Rage countered it, but it does not. We'll go Sparky in the other lane just because he's probably going to want to use a big spell on it. So we won't use it on the lane that. We won't use it on the lane that has a bunch of damage anyway. I wish you luck. Thank you, sir. Prince somehow gets to the tower, and our friend here is not happy about that. I wouldn't be either if that was me. I understand why people are saying to. I understand why people are saying to nerf Prince, because. Hold on. Maybe we can get a good lineup here. Get just a little bit of damage. And we actually don't have a lot for this. Just gonna have to fireball and hope Mega Knight doesn't obliterate our existence. Alright. Alright. Bye now. You have to go. Alright, well it was good seeing you, Austin. I will see you probably in a future stream or future video. You said he's playing a classic Mega Knight bridge spam, so he doesn't have a great response to Prince. All right, I guess we'll go with Prince in front of the Magic Archer, and he just used his Goblin Gang as well, so. He's gonna have to lightning that. So what if, you know what? We know he has Rocket in hand, right? He just used his lightning, so his big spell right now is Rocket. I guess he might be back to lightning, but what if we went like this? And then if he rocketed, we go with a monk and deflect. And we deflect a rocket. Alright. Probably still gonna lose this game, but at least we were able to do something cool. At least we were able to deflect a rocket. Because now he's just gonna lightning, and we're not gonna have a good answer for it. Who knows? Maybe we could do it again. Right? Maybe we could we deflect another rocket? Two in a row? Oh, okay. He rocketed the back. All right. Well, thanks for joining, Austin. If you have to head out, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, because I will be streaming tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow. If you have to go, good luck with the rest of your day. Yeah, rip. He He did play the rocket in the back. I probably should have played it a bit farther back, but um, look at that. Our favorite card, Monk and Graveyard, are both there, and we already have Poison, so maybe we go with Monk and guards, and you know, we might end up drafting some kind of graveyard deck if he. I mean, I wouldn't think he would pick it just because he already has Hog Rider, but I guess it's possible. Um, you know, Earthquake is on the board, and I wouldn't normally do this, but we're gonna take it, even though it doesn't really have synergy with our deck, just because Earthquake is such a good answer to just because it's such a good answer to Graveyard, and we don't want him to have it just in case that's what we end up drafting. So we'll go with that. Maybe Phoenix would be a good pick. Okay, that's something. At least that's something that we can poison. That's another card that we can poison. So right now we'll take Phoenix, and then yeah, even though I don't see a lot of graveyard decks that have a building in there, but we're gonna take a building just because of his Hog Rider. And then the last pick is going to be Graveyard. We could have put, I guess we could have picked Giant, because Giant Graveyard would have been good, but we already have the Monk to be able to tank and reflect. So we'll take Graveyard, and I don't think there's a great answer on the board for him. I mean, you would think he'd pick a small spell like Tornado or Snowball. Okay, he's going to pick Snowball. But we should be able to do okay, just because most of his answers, it seems like most of his answers to Skeleton Army are cards that we can poison. Like the Skeleton Army we can poison, the Archers we can poison. So it seems like we should be able to do well, and we're gonna go in right now, just because he spent a lot there. And one of the Archers is gonna be targeting the Monk, which is good. And alright, so that's a little bit of damage. We now have Bomb Tower in hand for his next Hog Rider. I don't love how that's not being targeted by the tower, so we'll just go with a Berserker. And you know what? The Monk should have enough health to be able to reflect, so we will, just to buy that a little bit of time. And we'll kind of let the Miner go. Okay, that's some good damage. Don't have a ton in hand for this, so we'll just have to go with a late Phoenix. And we'll just, you know what, there's a lot there, so we'll just poison everything. And now we will reset and build up another push. we actually have Earthquake. So although we don't have poison in hand, if he does go for his skeleton army, yeah. All right, that was not a great deflection, but thankfully Berserker is going to work, and we'll poison preemptively for the skeleton army. Nice. And it should be within earthquakeable range, and it is. So we're gonna escape with a win. I do like playing Graveyard. Graveyard is just, it's a fun deck to play. So we're gonna just barely win that. We're still below 1,600 trophies, or I still don't know what it's called, if it's trophies or medals, but we're still below. So we overall still haven't caught back up to where we started, but I guess we're on our way there. And Graveyard is there again, but it seems like there's quite a few better answers to Graveyard, and he picked Guards, and Dark Goblin is still on the board, which he might pick. So, how's it going, Anemic? How are you? Oh, it's our turn again. We'll go with this. You don't know why, but I show up on your feed more and more. Thank you. I guess that means I'm doing something right. Hopefully you actually like the content though, and hopefully it's not just stuff that's showing up that isn't any good. You have a goated feed, Fenrir. You don't need to gas me up like that. Let's see. Still don't know what kind of deck this guy is building. Even though we have arrows, we'll take Zap as well, just because he has a lot of swarm cards. And now we need a win condition. That's not good. It doesn't really seem like any of the win conditions we pick is gonna be good. I guess we'll go pigs, but this is probably gonna be a rough match. Royal Giant, yeah, I guess I could have. I guess I was just hesitant because of the Sparky, but maybe that would have been a better pick, because now we're gonna have to split our Royal Hogs every time because of Sparky. Probably should have expected that and preemptively arrowed. How many medals? Right now it's just above 1,500. I can't remember exactly, but I think it's like 15. 15 some, I think it's 1580 something. So we started out the video at like, I don't know how many, like 1680, and we've fallen a couple. We've fallen about 100 trophies since then. So hopefully we can climb back up to where we were. I wonder if he goes Sparky and just kind of relies on it to kill every... Okay. I was going to say, if he went with a Sparky and was just kind of relying on that, we could have zapped at the last second to maybe get quite a bit of extra skeleton damage. This is actually going a lot better than I thought it would. Like, I thought we were going to be getting steamrolled, but we're actually not doing too bad right now. You know what? We're going to go with this because hopefully he expects that to just counter everything. So we'll zap. Okay. He's going to go with that as well. This is a little bit scary. Luckily, we do get the Dart Goblin. I think the Sparky is the only thing we really need to worry about. So now that's taken care of. Fenrir, I see you on the sidelines. And we're just going to zap again. He's going to log too early. And as long as we can defend, we should be good. Where's the emote? There it is. We're just going to put these in his face. That went a lot better than I thought it would. Honestly, I didn't expect us to win that game, but I think the Dark Prince was really what came in clutch because we didn't have really any other good answer to Sparky, and so just the shield of the Dark Prince being able to absorb the hit and then take its health down, that really I think probably won us the game. But this is how many medals we're at. We're at 1595. There was a point. A beautiful point where I was above 1700, but then we fell back down, and we're you can already tell what kind of opponent we're going to be up against when they draft E-Golem first play or Mega Knight first play if that's an option. So we'll take a couple of good answers to E-Golem. And if he doesn't pick Poison, then I think we will, because I think that's the only spell right now that's able to... Yeah, we'll take Poison just because I think that's the only spell that's able to kill Bomber, unless he were to Snowball and pick Zap, but that wouldn't make a ton of sense. And he also has Flying Machine on the board, so we'll do that. Three Musketeers. Oh yeah, I guess Three Musketeers is on the board now. Rocket is also on the board though, but you know what? We're gonna. You know what? We will take. I don't really want to have Poison and Rocket though. But you know what? We are gonna if he doesn't pick 3M, then we will, just to be able to, just for you Milton, we will pick Three Musketeers just for you. So our last couple of cards are going to be what, Three Musketeers, and then I guess technically that's considered a win condition, but we might need something a bit more solid. Maybe minor Three Musketeers. Let it be the last pick. If he picks, okay, so he hasn't picked Rocket yet. We're gonna go minor because I guess I didn't consider he's gonna be picking first. So if he doesn't pick Rocket, we can go Three Musketeers. Even if he does pick Rocket, we might still go with it. I wouldn't think he'd pick Rocket though, just because there's not a lot of rocketable cards we have. So we'll pick Three Musketeers. All right. This is for you, Milton. Three Musketeers deck. We'll see how it goes. I don't play Three Musketeers a ton, but they are fun to play when I do play them, just because you pretty much just put them in the back, and then they pretty much do all the work from there. And we'll go with this just so that there's a little tank for the Barb Barrel. And he's going to go for that now. You know what, we're going to I was considering maybe playing 3M to defend that, but I don't know. I thought better of it. And I think we have to play knight as well, otherwise that's gonna be it's gonna be on the tower. And we're gonna take a few flying machine hits, but that could have definitely ended a lot worse for us, so I'm not mad at that. And now we'll go 3 him. We'll see him in action. He doesn't have a big spell, so we can afford to put him in the back like that. I don't like how that still got a shot off though, even though we poisoned that. But what keeps you playing Clash? I don't know. I mean I do like it, but um, I guess I'm playing it because that's it's a little part of me actually liking the game and enjoying it. But another big part of that is also I hate how Three Musketeers is our only air card. So we have to. That was actually really bad on my part, drafting only Three Musketeers for air, because now the flying machine is just gonna sit there. But I also just think that might be what people want to see. Like I started uploading Clash content, people started watching that, so I feel like maybe that's what they expect. Like that's what people want to watch. But I'm not opposed to playing. I'm definitely not opposed to playing different games. I'm not stuck on Clash, so I guess I play it because that's what people watch, that's what people enjoy, and I also enjoy playing it a little bit. But I would not be completely opposed to playing other games, trying out other games. Kind of like I think it'd be cool to do. You know what Queso does? Like Queso pretty much just he tries. Like from what I know, he tries a bunch of different games. He tries like all these different kinds of horror games. He's not set on one game. He kind of tries new things. Gives his impressions on the games and whatnot. And I think it'd be kind of cool to do what he does and just try out other games, try new things. So I don't know, but I guess I play Clash Royale for those reasons because it is a fun game. I do like playing it. And it seems like there's a big fan base of people that like it as well. So, but it's not like it wasn't my childhood game or anything. I only started playing it fairly recently. So, Femboy Simulator, what is that? Is that a game? I mean, I if it's a new game, then yeah, Three Musketeers for the win. You made a good call on that. You made a good call on the Three Musketeers because that did end up winning us the game. All right, if you have any cards that you want to see in the deck, put it in the chat, and I'll make a deck based off of your suggestions. No Three Musketeers on the board this time. Spooky Time Queso, yeah, I do. I do like watching Spooky Time. Three Musketeers is the most value for elixir. Yeah, I think so. Because normally Three Musketeers would cost what, 12 elixir, but you get it for 9. Bandit and E-Wiz, or no, Bandit and Ice Wiz, you said? Alright. We will put in Ice Wiz and Bandit. Mortar, yeah, Mortar might be good. There are quite a few decks with Mortar and Skeleton Barrel, so we'll go with that. Give you tips on how to talk to women. All right. I mean, I mentioned this before. I am not not a professional by any means. So honestly, what I found is that whenever you okay, we're gonna need I realize we don't have like a really heavy hitting. We don't have a really heavy hitting ground card. I guess we'll take. I guess we'll take Sparky for the Royal Giant. Tips on how to talk to women. If I've learned anything, it's about you just have to fail so many times at it, and then you get good at it. So like Clash Royale, people get better because I don't think people really get better because of the games they win. Like when they win a game, it doesn't seem like they learn a lot or get better. It seems like people get better when they lose a game, so that they learn what not to do. They kind of learn. They kind of learn what works, what doesn't work. There's that Albert Einstein quote. Or no, not Albert Einstein. Thomas Edison. There's that Thomas Edison quote where, he says he didn't fail at making a light bulb. He just learned a bunch of. He just found a bunch of ways where it didn't work. I think that's how you learn. I think that's how you get better. So, if you want to get better at talking to women, you just have to throw yourself into social situations, and kind of expect embarrassment. Like expect and almost want. You should almost want to be embarrassed, because then it'll teach you, what not to do, what not to say. It'll also teach you. It'll just help you be more resilient as well, so that if and when you get embarrassed again, it's going to be less. You're not really going to be as hurt or as affected by it, because every time you fail, it essentially hurts you less when you fail again. So that would be my advice: is just talk to so many girls that you get embarrassed a bunch of times, that you fail a bunch of times. Expect that going into it, and then eventually, whenever you do get embarrassed, it's not really going to be embarrassing. You've failed so many times that now you're not embarrassed when it happens anymore. So that would be my advice. If I've learned anything, that's kind of how you get better at something, is by failing at it. I don't love the position we're in now, because now that he's taken a tower, he can just Royal Giant in the base at any time. But I don't know how much good. I actually don't know how much good the mortar is going to be, just because it does kind of act like a distraction for the. It does kind of act like a distraction for the Royal Giant, but if he puts it in the base, then I'm not really going to have much time to react. So I guess we'll do that preemptively, and we're not going to get 2,500 damage in 10 seconds. So, do we stop at the first restraining order? No. One of the things you learn, when a girl says no, she doesn't mean no. You keep going until... No, I'm kidding. Don't take that seriously, of course. I would say 3 is the limit, though. You on the third restraining order, then you can take the hint and back away. But anything up to 3 is fair game. Keep going. Green light. All right. Alrighty. Any recommendations? Any recommendations on cards to choose? He's picking like a very traditional deck. Poison, Knight, Valkyrie. He's picking. This is like the Stone Age of Clash Royale deck. Knowing him, he would probably pick Cannon next, or Princess, because that's also a very old card. We'll take Arrows as our spell. Go with a hog rider. That would be a yeah. That would be a good bet. I mean, there are Teslas still on the board, but maybe that's all right. Giant beatdown. That would be a good bet. We'll go with a couple of heavy hitting cards, and then maybe we pick Rune Giant is underrated. Instead of Giant Beatdown, do we just go Rune Giant Beatdown? I mean, I don't know how that would go, but I don't know. Maybe that's tell us the story of how you got the second restraining order. Um, I would be convicted if that happened. Okay, this is kind of a weird pick, but we are going to take Void just for the Magic Archer, because Arrows is not going to kill it, and he pretty much has a lot of single targeting units. So we will go with the Giant. I would tell you guys. I would tell you, but um, the FBI might be in the chat, so it might not be such a good idea. All right, so this is a giant beatdown deck. Giant is one of those cards that I don't use a whole lot of, but maybe I should use more of it. How the day in the life of a Josh Squash is. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty much a. I wish there was something exciting to tell you guys, but I'm a fairly boring guy. Like if you've ever eaten plain Greek yogurt, that's kind of what I am. Kind of like the plain Greek yogurt of people. Like there's not a ton that's exciting about me. Like, I'm a good, genuine person, just like the yogurt provides good, genuine nutrients, but there's nothing really exciting about it, really. It's just kind of, plain. It's nutritious, but it's plain. And that's kind of how I think of myself. I just, I wake up. I think we're going to have to use Void for this. I just wake up, I have a couple of those V8 drinks with caffeine. I either go right into making videos, or as of recently, the past few days, I've been jumping right into the live streams shortly after waking up. I mean, pretty much the most of the day just consists of making videos, streaming, eating, watching YouTube. I mean, I wish there was something more exciting to tell. I'm not in university, not in school right now. I did go to school for a semester a while ago. Okay, I'll say hopefully that kills the Magic Archer. But I was in college at one point. I did go to a semester, but I really didn't. My experience there was not good at all, and I would say it kind of. I don't think traumatize is the right. It didn't traumatize me. It wasn't like a traumatizing experience, but it just wasn't. It just wasn't a good one. I just really didn't have a good experience there, and so it made me kind of not want to go back. I mean, in a perfect world, streaming and making videos would work out, and this could be my job, because I do think it would be really cool to have it as my job, to be able to wake up, make videos, and stream for a living, just because I enjoy doing it. I should probably be. That Magic Archer is gonna ruin me. All right. How about you guys though? How about you guys? How about what's going on in your life? Fenrir, Milton, how are you guys doing? Are you guys in school? Are you working? Are you just clashing? Um, yeah, same advice as with talking to women. You kind of just have to do something to find out whether you like whether you like it or don't like it. Um, I mean, I'm not like 100% opposed to going back to school, but I would really, I guess I'd really prefer not to. University, you're studying for exams. Nice. Do you know what you want to have a career in? What you want to have a what your field of study is? Nice, Fenrir. I know you mentioned getting in an accident, just being in being in recovery right now. How is that? How is that going? Are you making progress with that? I know you mentioned a while ago that it didn't really seem like things were getting a whole lot better. Like you would kind of, but I guess that was a while ago where it seemed like your recovery was stalled a little bit. So, are are things getting better? Hopefully. Okay, you're in Portugal. Electrical engineering. That would be fun. That is one of the few courses I took in when I in the one semester I was in college. I did take like an electrical course all about currents and whatnot. Um, and that was actually one of the few. I remember that being one of the few courses that I did find a bit interesting. So it's definitely a very interesting field. So we're gonna go with Tesla as well, just because I had a feeling he was probably gonna pick it, just because the monk can't reflect it. So we'll go with that, and hopefully he picks rocket instead of lightning for the witch, because then we could reflect it with the monk. It's too early to say anything, said your doctor. Hopefully, I mean, I'm wishing you all the best. Hopefully, you're able to recover soon, so you're able to study and whatnot. I don't think I ever heard what you were studying before. Like, did you know what you were studying before your accident? This is risky because it's such a heavy deck, but we're gonna take lightning just because he does have Goblin Hut, and I thought there was one other lightningable card. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure that's the case where it can be painful sometimes. Like I think it seems like any science or math related major is, it's like it's enjoyable, it's rewarding, but there are also some, seems like there's also some points where you just want to, where your brain just wants to explode. That was kind of the case with my dad. He studied mechanical engineering, in mechanical engineering in college, and I mean he said it was good. Like he did enjoy it. He did enjoy the feel, but there were definitely some classes, some things where it was just completely overwhelming. So hopefully it's good and rewarding despite the difficulty of it sometimes. Okay, you got a story. Let me see. Let me read this one here. Have to make sure I don't lose the game in the meantime. Wow, that's yeah. No, I kind of I get what you're saying with that girl. It's like even sometimes you don't even like sometimes when you hear something tragic happen to somebody that you know, even if it's like even if you weren't super close to them necessarily, it's like it does kind of make you feel a certain way. That's sad. It's always sad for the families and whatnot. So hopefully I was hoping that would deflect the log, but it's all good. Doing your career in English, nice. I'm now realizing we're gonna lose this game if we don't do something quickly. But thankfully, Monk is gonna do good here. The math part is the most annoying. Yeah, that's I can't remember exactly what I can't remember I can't remember exactly what the English course or the electrical course I did entailed because um, I was I was going through some rough stuff when I was at college, so I kind of try to block that part out from my memory. So even though the electrical course I remember was a little bit entertaining, I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I do remember it was it was enjoyable, it was interesting, but there were definitely some math, some equations parts which weren't fun, which I had a little bit of difficulty understanding. And that was like the very entry level course as well. So I can only imagine how much it gets harder once you start really diving into it. Yeah, yeah, Fenrir, that's rough. I know what you're talking about. Even if you've never had an interaction with the person and maybe they don't even know you were there, it's like yeah, it's still just yeah, it's like it's a feeling you can't really explain. Like when someone you know, even if you don't know them personally, like when something bad happened to them, it just like I don't know what it is. Maybe it makes you realize. Maybe I'm not explaining this right, but it kind of like makes you realize the fragility of life, like how people dying or bad things happening to people can happen to people you know. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, you wish you would have talked to her. I mean, yeah. Don't beat yourself up for it now, though. I mean, it's like the past is the past. I have a lot of regrets, a lot of things I wished I did differently, but um, all you can really do is look ahead to the future. But yeah, there are definitely I can understand the regret with not talking to her. And there was also I kind of know what you mean because when I was really young, My dad, he was the bishop of the church that we went to. Also, I'm like mindlessly drafting, so this might be a terrible deck, but my dad was the bishop at a church that, of our church, and there was someone in the war that he like went and did visits with. He went and like just to kind of check in on them, just because he was struggling with mental health things. And come to find out a little bit later, like he had ended up taking his own life, and it's like even though I was 10 or 11 years old, like I was really young at the time, and I had never even seen the guy in my life. Like I didn't even know who he was. It was still kind of like, yeah, it was just a little bit. I don't know if depressing is the right word. It does make you feel a certain way, even if you don't really know the person, just because it's kind of it's a scary thought of someone being so miserable that they would take themselves out. So I remember feeling a similar way, even though I had never even met the guy. I don't think I'd ever even seen him, but just kind of knowing of his existence was like, and knowing that he no longer had an existence was, I don't know. It was a little bit rough, but I mean, no, there's no need to apologize. Like it wasn't anyone like close to me. Like I mean, like I mentioned, I didn't even know him, but it was just something that I guess I can kind of relate. I know how it feels to not really know someone, but still kind of be affected by what happened to them. Psychology, yeah, psychology. That's a great thing to major in. My sister did something. She kind of, I think she majored in like child psychology and development, and she thought it was super interesting just because it seems like you can never know everything about it. Like the human brain is just so complex that you're never going to be able to learn everything about it. It's just intricate and fascinating, and so um, that's honestly a very cool thing to have a career in and do. Studying psychology is hard. Yeah, I bet. It's just the human brain is just so complicated that I would bet there's just so much to learn. And it's like even when you think you know everything and you're doing well, it's like there's always more you can learn. This was not a very good drafting job by me, by the way. This deck is not very good. All right, Raged Miner, save us. Um, Honestly, I think we're just gonna throw in the towel on this game. Um, Man, I'm sorry you had to. That sounds rough studying all that. Sometimes it's like that where you only want to study or learn about a pretty specific part of it, but It seems like courses or something require you to take um, a really general study. So oftentimes you end up learning things that you don't think are very important or that doesn't interest you. Rima, uh, I am from Oregon. That's where I grew up. Technically, I was born in Washington, but I only ended up living there for like the first maybe 2 years, the first 2 years of my life, and then I ended up moving to we ended up moving to Oregon. We moved several houses in Oregon, but just a few months ago, our family relocated to Arizona. So that's where we live now. But um, that's where we live now. But I grew up in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, just right nearby, right near Portland. Uh, yeah, Fenrir. I watch the NBA. I like the NBA. Um, how about you? Are there any teams you follow? Any players you follow? You used to watch Le Goat? Yeah, I, I still watch them. I still watch the. I never really had like a specific team. Um, I mean, the Portland Trailblazers were kind of the hometown team just because we lived we lived like half an hour from Portland, and even though we moved several houses, we stayed in the same general area. So like we the Portland Trailblazers were kind of the hometown team, but I was never really a huge fan of them just because they were never really good. Um, like when I grew up watching the NBA quite a bit as a kid, like in the 2012 2013 season with the Golden Age Spurs. I was actually surprisingly I was never really into. I didn't watch the NBA much in like 2018 or 2019, which I think is when the Blazers were actually decent. Um, but my favorite team when I was really young was the Spurs. I still remember. This is actually a memory that I. This is actually a memory that I have. I still remember watching the uh, the San Antonio Spurs in the 2013 NBA Final. The Heat versus the Spurs. Obviously, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and like I think that was pretty much peak basketball. And I was a fan of the Spurs, and I remember watching LeBron James and the Heat take it to Game Seven, winning in Game Seven. I actually think I remember watching the Ray Allen three pointer to send Game Six into overtime. I think I remember seeing that live. Um, but it's like it's crazy. I grew up watching LeBron James beat my favorite teams, and now 10 years later he's still doing it, which is kind of crazy to think about. Um, okay, Milton, you support the Celtics? Are they they're doing okay this year, right? It seems like they started out like I remember watching their record. It seemed like they started out really horribly. Like I thought they started out with a losing record and just they weren't doing very well, and then it seems like they kind of turned it up and have been doing better as of recently. So that's that's good. Um, Fenrir, you were a fan of the Cavs in the 2018 and 20. Yeah, I think although I kind of grew up, um, although I grew up when I was really young in like the 2013 watching the Spurs and the Heat, I actually do remember. I do remember watching This is another a kind of a crazy story, but I remember our Boy Scout group. Our Boy Scout group was doing like a we were doing a certain activity at a Ford dealership. Like we went nearby to a Ford dealership because one of the young men, one of the Boy Scout instructors, I think, he was like a technician there, and so we were doing like a car themed activity. And I remember in that Ford dealership as we were doing our little car related activity, I remember the TVs there were they were showing the 2018 NBA Finals. The no, I think it was the 20. No, it wasn't the 2018. It was either 2016 or 2017, but it was Warriors versus Cavs, and that was a peak time in basketball with pretty much prime LeBron James against prime Steph Curry. So I do remember watching that at the time. Um, Worst part about watching NBA is that it's during the night. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess Portugal being on the other side of the world, there would be some difficulty watching games there. J.R. Smith, I do remember watching J.R. Smith hit a bunch of threes, going crazy. Uh, Soccer's a big thing as well. Yeah, soccer. I actually, believe it or not, I don't watch a ton of soccer. My dad really likes it, so he. Ooh, was a pretty bad musketeer, maybe. My dad watches quite a bit of soccer, so not so much now, but um, when I was a lot younger, he would. So also, I think if we fireball, we can win. Fireball should do more than void, right? Are you kidding? We lose by 9 HP. Uh, oh, J.R. Smith choke. Yeah, is that the that was where he was just holding the ball, right? He was holding the ball and didn't pass it, and LeBron James was screaming at him. Um, do I follow any football teams? I do watch a bit of college football. Obviously, where is it? I was rooting for Oregon, and then they got completely slammed by Indiana. And actually, the college football, the championship is tonight, so I'll actually probably watch that. Indiana versus Miami in the championship. As for the NFL, I watch a little bit of that. I follow it a little bit. I don't really have any specific team that I follow. One of my old coworkers and really good friends was a Packers fan though, and so he was devastated when they lost to the Bears. But there's not any real team that I like. There's not a team that I super strongly root for in NFL. The only team that I root completely against is the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs. No matter who is playing them, I will root for the opposite side. The weird thing is I can't really explain where the hatred comes from, but I really don't like the Chiefs. So last last Super Bowl when the Eagles completely dismantled them, that was fun to watch. It was fun to watch the Chiefs get steamrolled. I don't know exactly when. I don't know exactly when the Super Bowl is, but it's pretty soon. I think it's because I think the 25th are when the quarterfinals are. So there's 4 teams left. There's going to be 2 matchups. I think that's on the 25th. So I would guess really early February, probably first week of February is when the Super Bowl is going to be. So, still need a win condition here, and I would pick Three Musketeers, but Rocket is still there. So, you know what? We'll go Hog. I don't gamble. I don't gamble. It would be fun to have. Do you know if there's like a game, like a video game, where you can like pretend gamble? Like I don't gamble. I don't gamble in real life, but I'm thinking it might be. It might be fun if there was like a. Might be fun if there was a casino game or casino simulator or something. But I don't. Yeah, I don't gamble in real life just because I think the odds are. The odds are stacked against you, and so I never done it in real life, and I don't plan to. But it might be fun to. I don't know. Might be fun to pretend to do it. Thought he was gonna go with his firecracker somewhere. All right. There are thousands out there. All right. That might be something. Oh, that might be something I look into. And you know what? Because he just used his cage, we'll go in here. Ooh, and that royal delivery is just gonna come in a bit too slow. Yeah, it looks like as long as I mean, I am kind of known for choking games. I've choked several games, so I don't want to jinx it. But assuming we don't choke, this should be a good win. Oh, I didn't even see him. I didn't even see his last pick. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that he had picked Expo, but kind of a terrible pick by him, right? Like what? Okay. I mean, whatever he wants to do, I guess. We're just gonna rage this just to get bit more damage, and thought I selected the prince there. Okay, hopefully this is not another choke, and it looks like we will survive. So nearly choked, but I'm at I think a little past 11,000 trophies. Yeah, just a little bit past 11,000. So that's how many trophies I'm at. I've thought about really pushing and getting up to 12,000, but the issue is, you can see my vines are level 15, and the thing about level 15 vines is that it does kill level 16 dart goblins and level 16 princesses, but it doesn't kill level 16 firecrackers. And it seems like every game I get matched up against a hog firecracker player, and it's always level 16. And maybe it's just like, maybe I'm just realizing the level 16 firecrackers more. Maybe I'm not actually playing them more, but it kind of seems like I am. And there's no way to kill it with vines because they're level 15, and there's nothing else in the deck that's able to kill it. So when I do play competitively, I usually play ranked just because the cards are capped at 15. But I think I'm gonna have to go here in just a little bit, but I will play a couple more games. We'll try to finish past past 1600 at least. Um, we're still going to end a little bit lower than where we started, but as long as we can get past as long as we can get past 1600, well, I'll be happy with that. I'm now realizing there's not a ton of swarm cards on the board. Like, goblins are there, and that's about it. So what if we just went? What if we went really heavy and got like a prince and a rage as well? Then we'd have yeah, he is going with swarm cards, but maybe we'll go with a rage and then maybe Goblin Hut. I guess that's a good answer for Swarm. And Mega Knights. I think we are gonna take Prince there, and we'll wait to see what his win condition is, and then base our last pick on that. And Goblin Barrel. All right, I guess we'll. Take Skeleton Barrel just for a win condition. We don't have anything that's able to fully counter the Goblin Barrel, but we should be able to make do with Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Prince. And we're just gonna try to kite this Inferno Dragon over. And you know what? We're gonna rage this just to do some damage to the Mega Knight. Yes, I will. I'll stream tomorrow around the same hour. I'll probably, yeah, I'll try to stream pretty much every day around the same time, between between noon and 1 o'clock my time. So that would be between 2 and 3 p.m. Eastern time. And I guess it's gonna be different if you're in Portugal, but I'll be streaming around the same time tomorrow. So if you do have to go, just know I'll be streaming again then, and I'll try to make it a goal to stream every day. I don't know how realistic of a goal that is. Also, we're gonna lose our whole tower here. Our whole tower and then some. Collab with Pickles. I wish that would be. I'll be honest, that would be cool, but I don't think I have. Don't think I have enough clout for that yet. So don't know about that one. It's around 9. It's around 9 p.m. here. Okay, if it's 9 or 10 p.m. there now, then yeah, I'll probably be streaming at kinda. If it's 9 or 10, that means I would be streaming at 6 or 7 p.m. your time. So that is I guess that's when you can expect the the stream. But you know, if that time doesn't, you know, if it doesn't end up, if it doesn't end up working out, if a better time would work best for you guys, like you know, there's not a ton that I'm doing. I mean, I'm making videos, streaming pretty much full time. So if there is a better time that I should stream at, a little bit earlier, a little bit later, then I can definitely make that adjustment. Shouldn't be too hard. And we're gonna take poison just because he took that. Hopefully he takes. I hope he takes bowler just because that's a very nice card to deflect with the monk. You do you. All right, I guess I'll keep streaming around the same time. Um, and he is gonna pick bowler, so maybe we go. There's not a ton of win conditions on the. I mean, good win con. Royal Giant is there, but he has Tesla, so don't know how that would work. Maybe we pick. You know what? This is a really unconventional pick. We are gonna throw Expo in there. This is probably a terrible idea, but we haven't played Expo at all today, so putting Expo in this deck, again, probably a terrible idea, but we're going to give it a try anyway. Is it true that the higher you climb in Clash, the lower the female interaction? Yeah. I would say that's pretty accurate. It's like there's got to be a I guess Milton is right in a sense, though. You know, he is right in the sense that the more you climb, the more some girls will want you. We're gonna go with a monk because he thought he was gonna go with his boss bandit, but it looks like he might have given up or lagged out. I'm sure there's an equation. There's got to be like a mathematical equation to it where it's like, as Clash trophies go up, the female goes down. But then I'm sure there's some level, like at the very, very top, where the female interaction spikes up again because now you're a professional at it. So I'm sure there's a mathematical equation to it where it goes down until the very professional level and then it spikes up again. So. And I think we got a bit lucky on that game because it would have been difficult to get through. Would have been difficult to get through a bowler and a boss bandit with an Expo. All right, if we are able to win this game, then we'll end it here if we're able to win. If not, then we will play until we do win. So hopefully he doesn't pick arrows because it would be nice to have those. You know, we're gonna pick poison instead, just because we need And you know what? We'll take arrows anyway, just because Dark Goblin and archers and minions and a lot of other cards are on the board. Do I have an Instagram? I technically yes, I do. I don't really use it, or I don't know if you're asking me or Milton, but I do have one, even though I don't really use it. I don't post on it, but um, yeah, technically I do have one. Let's see. Guess we'll go knight as well. You're asking me? All right, I do. I mean, I do have an Instagram. It is I don't post anything on there. There's nothing exciting there, but um, let me pull it up. It's just gotta post some gameplay. Um, I might. Um, I've actually thought about, like, there is kind of a new, like almost a new series of videos that I'm gonna post, and I was thinking of just posting it on YouTube Shorts, but I guess that's a little secret for you guys. There's a little mini YouTube short series that is in production, so um, I guess it's not in production yet. I haven't started making a videos, but it is kind of just little Clash Royale clips. They're not going to be gameplay clips, but so I am going to start recording and making more of those. And I guess I could post them on Instagram as well. But it is nice having everything kind of, I don't know. I like having everything kind of consolidated into YouTube. I'm not. Oh man. I'm not opposed to using several social media platforms, but I don't know. I guess that's the reason why I've been just uploading on YouTube, just for the simplicity of having everything in one place. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why a lot of I don't know why a lot of Americans don't use Instagram. I haven't heard that. I mean, a lot of people I know have Instagram. I guess there's just other social media apps they use. Maybe they mostly use TikTok or Snapchat or something like that. But okay, I guess that is true. If I cross posted on other social media things, then it would increase the reach of it. So maybe it is worth doing. Maybe it is worth posting on Instagram and other platforms, just to, I don't know, just to expand the audience that way. Yeah, Snapchat does seem like a very big social media platform. Just that, I don't know how much it's used in other places of the world, but I know that an app that a lot of people use to communicate. So maybe that's why people don't really use Instagram, just because they're using something else. Kind of a panicked hog rider there. Got to slow down so I don't choke this game as well. But it looks like that's what we're doing. I can't choke another game. That would be horrible. All right, all we need to do is get back to another hog and poison, and we should win. All right, so we are gonna end this game. We are gonna end the stream on a win. Um, we did end lower than where we started. We're at 1590. We started at like 1680. So I would assume we lost a net game of 3 games, because we're about 90 trophies down from where we started. But I think we're going to end it there. We've been going for over 3 hours, which is kind of it's kind of crazy. It doesn't feel like it's been 3 hours. I guess that's kind of a good sign. It's a good sign that you're liking what you're doing, if time kind of passes quickly. I do enjoy streaming. There's definitely going to be more of it, and I will probably be back tomorrow around the same time, so 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern, maybe even a little bit earlier. I don't know, but we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll either be doing more Mega Draft. If you guys are getting tired of that, we can play ranked gameplay as well, or even Trophy Road or Merge Tactics. I mean, really whatever you guys want to see. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks so much to the couple of you that have stayed here for a long time. Fenrir, Milton, great to have you both here for a long time. Thanks for supporting. And we will, I guess, if you guys will be here tomorrow for the stream, I'll see you tomorrow. And if not, then I'm sure I'll see you both soon. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.